we thought so much of what we're doing in this area that we then decided that we would make the idea of upgrading the Duncan personal computer system part of owning a Duncan computer. Now, we are presently in our third upgrade, and we are working on our fourth upgrade of this system. In other words, we're adding programs and adding utilities and adding diagnostics, and we're taking away some of the other programs that we feel are less useful. And anybody who owns a Duncan computer, whether they're inside or outside their warranty, as long as the Duncan name is on the outside of their computer, they can walk in and get free of charge the latest version of the Duncan personal computer system installed on their hard drive. A real feature for your machine and something that adds value to it and keeps the resale value of a Duncan computer high. A visit to the Duncan Computer Warehouse will include a visit to our service department. This is the department that we're most proud of. We feel that service is the single most important thing that we can offer to you when you purchase a Duncan computer. To this end, we're open 7 days a week. We're the only facility of our type that is open that many hours and that many days. We're open till 9 o'clock on weekdays, and we're open from 9 to 6 on Saturday and 12 to 6 on Sundays. At any one time, we would have 10 to 12 people in the building who could build a computer, tear it apart, or fix it. This is very important to you, because if you're working on a project and something goes wrong, you're going to want us to be there and help you to get that computer working so you can finish what you're trying to do. Sometimes we're able to do it with a phone call, and sometimes we're not, and you need to bring the computer in. When you do that, we're going to try to fix it immediately. It's really important to you that if something goes wrong with your computer, that we're here, open, and able to fix the computer with parts on hand. It's important that we don't have to send that computer off to Vancouver or Toronto, and it's important for you not to wait 48 hours up to a week in order for the computer to come back to you repaired. A couple of years ago, we started a new concept called the open bench policy. No one had heard of this, and this is something we dreamed up ourselves. We simply invited anybody that had any kind of a computer to come to us if it needed fixing. We allowed them to put the computer up on our bench. We allowed them into our service department. People who had never opened up a computer before came in and picked up a screwdriver. I never forget one day there was a lady who had never picked up a screwdriver in her life before, started fixing her own computer without any previous knowledge on how to do this in our service department on one of our benches. If you have a similar problem with a computer, you can do the same. And you are able to use our diagnostic packages or programs. You're able to use our tools. You're able to use the mountains of technical information that we have accumulated over the years to provide standards and settings, jumper settings, and other diagnostic type problems that we have documented. You're able to use our fax machine and toll-free numbers that we now have on file to the major manufacturer of hard drives and hard drive controllers and motherboards throughout North America. And we have even had to fax sometimes to Taipei in order to get information on a particular product. And you're able to use our own personal expertise, because we're going to come over and help you from time to time and tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and we'll show you how to fix your own computer, and you won't have to pay any labor charge. Naturally, if you own a Duncan computer and it's under warranty, you don't even have to fix it yourself. But it's most useful to know that if something goes wrong with a computer that you have in your home or in your business, if something's gone wrong with it, you don't have to face a massive repair job. This is our reconditioning department, where we're able now to repair the motherboards and the monitors, and we're struggling now to learn how to repair hard drives. We intend to build a clean room where we can actually open up the hard drives and repair the interior. For the moment, we're using young graduates of SciAst out of Moose Jaw to help us to repair just the exterior parts and the logic boards. And we're also employing some of the top technicians that this province has actually ever come up with in electronic board repair. This department is the department that allows us to have strength in providing you with a 3-year warranty. This is where we're going to recondition all of the parts. And it's also the department which allows us to very comfortably give you our trade-up policy. The trade-up policy is the most exciting thing that this company is doing when it's compared to any other computer company anywhere in the world, because we are the first computer company that has actively advertised that we will accept your computer back in on trade when you purchase another computer from us. Why is that really important to you? Well, naturally, you probably had 1 or 2 bikes in your life, and you are probably on your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th car. And even though you're considering buying only your first computer, we know that you're going to be purchasing 2, 3, or 4 computers over the next decade. When we put our name on the outside of that computer, we are saying to you that we want to be your computer maker. We're not box shifters. We're not buying boxes from some big city, not even in this province, bringing it in the back door, putting a small markup on it, and giving it to you so you can go out the front door with it, hoping that you'll never come back again because we're not in a position to service it or take it back in on trade. What we'd like you to do is buy only what you need. There isn't another aspect that you would entertain going out and buying something that you don't need. You wouldn't go into a restaurant and buy a meal and be fully satisfied that the meal has helped you satisfy your hunger, and then as you walk out of the restaurant say, well, I think I might like to buy another meal, and just put it over on that empty table. And you wouldn't go in and buy clothes, and as you walk out fully satisfied with what your new wardrobe's going to look like, and say, oh yes, and I'd like to buy another wardrobe just in case I need it. And the same thing about computers. Why would you go out and buy something you don't need in a computer? If you aren't doing multitasking, you don't need a 386. If you aren't networking, you don't need a 386. But someday you may wish to, especially if you get involved in desktop publishing, and you may wish to buy a 386 to take advantage of its graphics capability. But when you're ready for that, we'll be ready for you with a 386 that meets the requirements of that day. And it might be quite a different machine than the 386 that we're providing today. The trade-in policy is what's making our company extraordinarily unique. It allows you to buy today what you need today without having to think about what you might need in the computer tomorrow. And when you need that computer tomorrow, you can walk back in here safely knowing that we'll have the computer for you, that we've made it for you ourselves. We would like you to think upon us as being your computer maker. That completes our story to this point, and I want to introduce you to Helene before we leave. Helene is my wife and silent and equal partner in the business, and I hope when you come to our store, you will be able to meet both of us, and we look forward to that opportunity.